Alright, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, salute to you brothers teaching the word and sincerity and in truth, man. And I'm gonna play it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play this from the start. This is like 5 days on the CBN news. So, brothers that check the news out probably have seen it, but what's going on at this time right here is they're pointing out that Britain, UK, yeah, is Orwellian, totalitarian dictatorship, which it is. Okay, you always get certain people, certain individuals talking on that. People from the UK and all that. Certain individuals that go into that stuff. So we're gonna play this, and what we're gonna do is, because pretty much all this stuff that we're gonna see is how it leads to the control grid, mark of the beast, RFID chip system that they're bringing in. So that's why it's like this, So let's play some of this, because some of this stuff as well, some of it's set up because we know about the whole thing where they'll create an issue. They'll create the issue, then they'll have a shill, a government spy, do something that's supposed to be revolutionary, so then they can bring in an extra law and say, oh, see, look what he did. They do that as well. So let's play this.
Censorship. Police hunt down and charge anyone who expresses what the government says is a wrong idea. Dale Hurd brings us that story from London.
When a British lawyer and free speech advocate wanted to test the United Kingdom's censorship laws, she tweeted that perhaps her cat is a Methodist because it likes Dreamy's cat treats. Then she asked a friend to report her for hate speech against Methodists to see what might happen. And local police issued a case number. Sarah Phillimore then tweeted more nonsensical posts about her pets and says she now has a police record.
And it was recorded under the heading, "A Barrister Posting Hate."
When British police stopped Army veteran Adam Smith Connor as he was praying for a son lost to an abortion while standing in an abortion clinic buffer zone, officers' first question to him was, "What is the nature of your prayer?"
What is the nature of your prayer?
I'm praying for my son.
And for that, Smith Connor was convicted of what many are calling a thought crime. Dr. Kelvin Wright, also a British Army veteran, saw his military career effectively ruined after being put through an Army disciplinary process for sharing a social media post in favor of women's rights that offended a transgender British soldier. Although exonerated, Wright left the Army.
So you ask me what the moral is? Well, the frightening moral is don't say any opinions.
British police have investigated 250,000 so-called non-crime hate incidents in the last 10 years, an average of 66 every day, and some have gone to prison.
So by the way, with all that being said, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, we're aware that if you're like a alternative thought individual, or you preach the Bible, even the Bible, man, that very soon they're gonna make that a crime in some way, because pretty much saying anything right now, is a crime within itself. But it's through the spirit of the Lord where, but what they're doing is setting up the tone for this. So when they start grabbing people up for whatever they want to do, they've got the infrastructure in through, because there's certain stuff that they don't, that there's things that that they should be grabbing people up for, and it's a long ass drawn out as process. They won't lock people up through. So it's selective really, and that's what's getting people mad as well. So what they're doing is causing a lot of hate and tension in the country as well, because they've got this whole thing called two-tier policing. So people are saying, well, you're a hypocrite and that because you didn't lock that person up for this, but you're locking them up for that. So pretty much, the system, they just do what they want to do. whatever, you know, is on that agenda, that's what's getting pushed, whatever's on the agenda. So what I'm going to do here is let's do this. Let's go. I put in thought crime, and the reason why I did that. Now, put in thought crime, the first thing that come up was it was mentioned in a movie. It was mentioned in George Orwell's 1984. Which, you know, that even that whole thing was that, you know, they're putting in the movies, literature, you know, the writings and that. They're putting that stuff, yeah, about the New World Order to program people to what was to come. You know, they called it, you know, these Masons, Freemasons and shit like that. They see themselves as some architects building, you know, that's, you know, you got the square and the compass. We use for measuring, building. So they see themselves as, let's just get this just right there. Right, Rashford's rise and fall from taking on government to tequila binge. You will get roasted by the media. What am I doing here? That's what I'm putting in. You got a square and compass pub in Dorset, yeah. Shows you a lot of Masons down there. Okay, Northington, you got these places, square and compass pubs. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, Brum. You got a tattoo shop, some for the square and compass. So let's do this. The images. So it's this symbol here that we're seeing, which it bears other meanings. You know, it starts going into what you call the esoteric and all of that. You know, basically starts going into demons and Satan himself, all right? That's what the damn thing starts going into. So let's go back. Let's go back here. Okay, thought crime. Okay, in the Cambridge Dictionary, it says an idea or opinion that is illegal or considered socially unacceptable according to the people in authority. Now, what's been, I guess this person here, this, which could have been set up, I don't know. But this person here, they've set up these buffer zones outside abortion facilities, and he decides to go and test the waters of that. Because that's the first thing that I'm seeing coming up for crimes is what he's done. Alliance Defending Freedom International.org. So I'm not going to click on that. It says members of Parliament have approved the introduction of censorship zones known as buffer zones outside of abortion. So I'm taking it. Let's click that. Fuck it. I'm taking it that in these zones you're not supposed to say certain stuff. So for him to go to this zone and say stuff, you know, well, let's see. So basically they said he prayed for the baby But anything, so this is, he was testing the water. He was testing that water, which what they're doing with stuff like this is they you see how they got boundaries and buffer zones. Those buffer zones that they've got there, them same buffer zones is all over where you're at. It's going to be everywhere. Where people are getting arrested for posts online and stuff like that. Clause 11, formerly Clause 9 and Clause 10 of the Public Order Bill could criminalise any form of influence outside of abortion facilities, including in the form of silent prayer. So that's what people are mad about, because the geezer was praying. Says today votes a watershed moment for fundamental rights and freedoms in our country. Parliament had an opportunity to reject the criminalisation of free thought, which is an absolute right. Which, come on, man. A lot of you don't understand where you are and what's really going on. You feel like some government, with every member of them governments is sold out. They're in the beast machine. And embrace individual liberty for all. Instead, Parliament chose to endorse censorship and criminalise peaceful activities such as silent prayer. Okay, let's go up here. It says today it's abortion, tomorrow it could be another consented matter of political debate. So that's what the worry is. That it could be for anything. And that's what I just said. It is gonna be like that. It is gonna be for other things. So they're going into it in different reports and they're using him as the template. Like I said, some people look at him. Some of them, juiced in. Some of them, whatever. So, alright, so let's... Okay, the European Conservative, 1984 now, because this goes back to... Let's see if we can... This was in this. Thought crime is a word coined by George Orwell. His 1949 dystopian novel, 1984. In the novel, it describes politically unorthodox thoughts that contradict the tenets of INGSOC, English socialism. Okay, got some movies on it. So there you go. So it's in that George Orwell's 1984. Let's see if I forgot any images. So that's where people say that not my king. Okay, let's get this. So Britain is known for being a dystopian, watched, really creepy in place. All right. Just play some more because I got other things in there. I just wanted to pause on that, bring that out, just to, extract certain points. Let's play.
When it comes to freedom, Britain is at a tipping point. This is a nation that prides itself as being a champion of liberty. And yet some are warning that Britain is sleepwalking into a totalitarian future.
Britain ain't no champion of goddamn liberty. That's rubbish. That's rubbish. Your people even on the comment board said we're already in a police state. You know. I think it's got the most cameras out of any country in all of Europe or whatever. Can't remember exactly if it's the whole world or if it's Europe. But it's damn sure got the most cameras. No champion of liberty. That's crazy. They're always re-amending, making new bills of legislations of taking rights away from people every day. You crazy, man. You know, that's what a devil would say. That's what, you know what I'm saying? You never trust thine enemy. Because what the hell is he talking about? People have been complaining about this stuff and injustices for years.
Toby Young, the founder of Britain's Free Speech Union, says a few years ago he thought the censorship in Britain couldn't possibly get worse. Now he says that was naive.
I liken it to falling through a burning building. You know, every time you think things can't get...
That's because he ain't a prophet and he don't know the scriptures. That's because he ain't a prophet and he don't know the scriptures. Because if he knew the scriptures, he would have knew that this was happening. Here it is with that George Orwell's 1984 and amongst other things. It ain't just that. There's all types of different books and all of that, and different writings and things things of written by Masons and shit that they wanted, how they want things in, and these people still couldn't see. I mean, the scriptures talks about the mark of the beast, so we've been all of it prophesying and lining it up with things, seeing the future, and bringing it to the people, prophesying it. To prophesy means to say before it happens. We've been saying it to the people out there. We got videos on it, all of it. We got videos, man. Yeah, so people, you know, they know what time it is. It's even that now. People come against the prophets and that now. Come against the truth, the word. You know, by slanders and that. You know, fake, made up slanders, making things up on people and all that. That's all they got.
Worse, and you've finally reached rock bottom. The floor gives way and you're falling again.
Some, like London Telegraph columnist Alison Pearson, have been investigated for social media posts a year or more old. What Toby Young calls offense archaeology. Get charged with a non-crime hate incident and it can become a stain on your career, showing up on background checks.
No reasonable person wants to have on a police record that you are guilty of some form of hate.
After former police officer Harry Miller faced charges of what police labeled transphobic hate speech in 2019, he began the organization Fair Cop to challenge law enforcement interfering with free speech. He was joined by Sarah Phillimore.
The vast majority of police officers...
You got normal Brits and that, yeah, civilians, and just different people out there that they're feeling like they can't say anything. And that's pretty much how that's how the beast machine works. The beast machine is all about taking away your rights, taking away, you know. But like we're gonna quote stuff like this: "You shall have nothing and be happy." So you shall have nothing. You shall, you know, it's gonna go beyond a couple of tweets or a couple of, you know, it's gonna go beyond that, and that's the point. The point is that they want you to have nothing. You won't be able to drive. Think you're gonna be able to drive, man? they'll have autonomous cars, and they got the whole drone thing as well, which I'm gonna do a video on that, because there's a lot of media and stuff like that showing you how that drone thing, those drones, yeah, those things are like what they're gonna. That's another way of controlling people. They've put those drones in loads of different movies, shows, and stuff of showing you what they want. You know, they got your drones doing deliveries and stuff like that. Like if someone needs a Uber Eats, or they got a Amazon or whatever package, they'll do drones to deliver it. So that's why they're all out here now. So they'll be flying all over you, man. Then they'll be equipped with straps. That's what they show you as well. So now if you bug out or something, you do something, you can get shot on sight. All right. So this is where things are going.
In this country are sick and tired of this nonsense. They too have to be careful about the opinions that they express, because they too can find themselves at the wrong end of a non-crime hate incident, a disciplinary, and potentially being thrown out of the police force. But I've seen far too many police officers who look like they are enjoying what they're doing.
While Britain does not have a First
Because they're fucking robots and they worship the image of the beast. And that's just how it's gonna go down. Matter of fact, a lot of people are getting it. Most of you are gonna get that chip. Like right now, you got people getting chips and opening doors. People are gonna enjoy it, but we're gonna see how it's gonna get pushed over here. People are a lot of civilians are ready to take that chip, and they've got the drone copper boys ready to enforce that.
Like the US, British common law is supposed to protect speech. However, news commentator Connor Tomlinson says you can't say Britain has free speech when only speech approved by the government is allowed.
So no, we don't have free speech in this country. Instead, if you're a Christian, if you question the open borders, mass immigration agenda, or if you say some, let's say, febrile and ill-advised things on a social media app, but you're not a member of a state-approved left-wing NGO, then you will be sent to prison.
Adam Smith Connor says his legal ordeal has been...
And it's more than that, but they're using that because that's part of the left-right paradigm that they're using to bring it in anyway. They created all this shit, the left and the right. They did all that. They've set it up. Political parties serve a purpose of the New World Order. That's how they operate. That's how they get down. That's how they're able to sneak in. If it was just them, and then you could see what they're doing, everyone would revolt. But when there's a party behind it, well, it was Boris Johnson's fault. Oh, it was the Labour's. Now they've got in. Oh, it was Conservatives. Oh, now it was the Labour. You don't even know where to direct your frustration. You don't even know where it's coming from. A lot of y'all don't know about the Illuminati, Freemasonic realm, and you're not even talking about it. They never mention that. This never comes up in this. You wonder why you weren't. It's not gonna come up. All right.
Personally tough after he fought for freedom in Afghanistan, risked his life, and lost friends there.
I've got a profound sense of sadness that for our nation, that the fact that we have plummeted to such a depth so quickly.
In his book 1984, George Orwell depicted a future totalitarian state modeled after Stalin's Soviet Union. He probably never imagined that Britain one day would be described as Orwellian.
The idea that you can be criminalized for a non-crime, for instance, it's pure Orwell. This is straight out of 1984. As I told the police, 1984 is a dystopian novel. It is not a police how-to manual.
Young believes free speech can be...
Well, to be fair, all these things are manuals of the future. Because it wasn't just not George. You had all types of ones. You had a Brave New World, by Huxley. You had quite a few writings. and those are just books based off that. You got loads of different literature, like I said, and all that sort of stuff. So that's how this thing's set up. That's how they set this up, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is what is going to be going down via, I mean, people revolt and stuff like that, but they got it all set up. They got the things, the ways of making it and pushing it. People like rioting and that in the UK, you know what I'm saying?
Restored in Britain, but citizens must get involved.
If we abandon our belief, our commitment to free speech, it'll be not just catastrophic for us, but catastrophic for the rest of the world.
Dale Hurd, CBN News, London.
Well, we need to get back to the principle of the, quote, free world, close quote, that we don't have this kind of Orwellian culture. In the UK, it's called hate speech, and that's a crime. Here in the United States, it's still called hate speech. It's not a crime yet, but it can lead to cancel culture, where you are going to be publicly shamed, you're going to be deplatformed, your social media posts are going to be deleted. We've all gone through that, and just look at some of the disinformation coming out of the so-called elite, whether that was on COVID and the origins of COVID, whether that was on Hunter Biden's last.
See, you said that. See, even just saying that word can get your fucking video stripped. I didn't know he was going to say that. All right. But I just kind of remember who this cat is, because he kind of gets down like that. As I was watching, I said, I know who this is. Let me check this out now. Let me bring out this. I was going to pause it just then, because I'm trying to keep the video, I want to keep it shorter, you know, so you don't. Isaiah 10:1, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Yeah, you know, a new world order, draconium, totalitarian, beast machine legislation. Things that ain't even scriptural. You got statutes and laws in the scriptures that you're supposed to keep, like guideline laws that, you know, punishable in society by the scriptures. But then you just got these sorts just things that just made up. Thousands upon thousands of these things. There's crimes you don't even know that you're doing a crime. And you ain't a lawyer, so you ain't gonna, you know, you know what I'm saying? And then you still get done for them anyway. Matter of fact, in the ancient world, you'd read the law, you know what I mean? So you'd know, you'd be taught the law. If you break the damn law, certain things, you do some off shit in the ancient, that's your ass snub. So here to put you in jail and all that. So if you people don't accept that mark of the beast, you're going to be cut off from the grid. You're going to be criminals. You know, and like I said, all this driving cars, they're putting it. I was going to go into all that, the electric grid infrastructure and stuff like that, but I'll save it for another vid. They're going to cut you off from all of this. This is going to affect all of the people. That's why a lot of people are just going to take that chip. They're going to be like, you know what, I don't want no smoke. I don't want to be, a lot of people, you know, protect their image and that, and protect that conservative look that they got in society. Even though from a Labour standpoint, I'm a good member of society. You know, I do what I'm told. You know, and I'm talking about even when it comes beyond reasonable, like when it becomes totalitarian, and even infringing on, you know, on your rights, your own rights. All right, so we're going to see, but what's going to happen is they're going to push that market of beast control grid and police it through that. All right, so it says to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people. Like I said, no rights. Anyway, with that, I'm going to close up and say, Shalom.